What's happening, comic book people of the world? It is Wednesday, that means it's comic book day, and Rainbow Brite issue number 1 came out, although it's not exactly what I was expecting. First up is X-Men Black issue number 1, Magneto. This is obviously spotlighting on Magneto as he's going into a federal prison to free some mutants. It wasn't a stellar first issue because I feel as though this has been done before. It feels more like this is just Magneto doing his Magneto thing. There is a secondary story involving Apocalypse, which is pretty interesting. It leaves off on a cliffhanger that's going to be continued on into X-Men Black Mojo. The Lone Ranger issue number 1. I got this issue more particularly because of the cover. It is a bit suggestive. The story itself is decent. It's not an origin story by any way. In fact, the Lone Ranger has been the Ranger for some time. It's more of a story of him reconnecting with his partner, Tonto, which it doesn't say why they had a falling out, but I think we're going to find that out in the future issues. Ripley's Believe It or Not issue number 1. This is exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I'm impressed with how well it was played off. It consists of 6 different stories, all of which are stories that have been told in Ripley's museums, most of which were collected by Robert Ripley himself and published in several different magazines and news articles. I won't go through all of them, but my favorite was The Beauty and the Beast and its origin and how it was based on a true story. At least somewhat. There will be a second issue to this, and I will absolutely read it. Batman issue number 56. Batman has not had a very good year, with Catwoman leaving him at the altar, and recently Dick Grayson being shot through the head by KG Beast. Well, this issue has Batman chasing down KG Beast, and you know there's going to be a huge ass whooping taking place, which should be great because I'm not too happy with what's going to happen with Dick Grayson. Nightwing issue number 50. Nightwing is alive after being shot through the head, but he has complete and total amnesia from everything in his past, and everything's going to be different from this point forward. He wants to make a completely different path, and this story ends with a huge blaze. I don't know if I'm on board with this completely. I mean, I'll read a couple more issues after this, but it better be really good because this first issue did not take me in. Although I have a feeling he will get his memories back later on, and this may just be a diversion into a different storyline. At least I really hope so. Rainbow Brite issue number 1, written by Jeremy Whitler and illustrated by Brittany Williams. The basics of Rainbow Brite are all present in this first issue. We have the little girls of Willow and Wisp being introduced, and a good portion of this first issue is just the two of them playing a LARPing game. Minions of the Shadow King appear, and apparently only Wisp is able to see them. And we have the character of Twinkle, who happens to be a sprite, appear and to help Wisp out. It's a beginning, it's nothing bad, it's nothing great yet, and I feel as though things will liven up much more later on in the story. That's my comic load for this week. There was also a couple what ifs that came out that I didn't get a chance to read. There was also Shatterstar issue number 1, which I'll do a separate video on that later. But what did you guys read? Leave comments down below and let me know. With that, I will end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my Patreon site when you get a chance. Check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, and namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm in love with a hero. You know, it would be an interesting crossover if we had Rainbow Brite meeting up with Strawberry Shortcake. I don't know if that would really work because they don't really have the same kind of storylines, but I still think that many fans out there would be dying just to see these characters interact, at least in some way.